Some people are upset with the D'Amelios after allegedly cosplaying as Walmart cashiers.
I doubt that this girl has ever even been to Walmart. Like, with them being this rich, like, that is so tone deaf.
That will put money directly in the hands of the people who need it right now. So if you send a donation, just click where you see below and send a donation.
This is why people call celebrities out of touch. That energy was the same as that video that was cut together during the pandemic where everyone was in their mansions and everyone was scared for their life, losing their jobs and their business were shut down. Everybody is struggling right now.
Probably because we've seen flavors of it with Lana Del Rey at Waffle House, Ed Sheeran at a hot dog place, Ben Affleck at Dunkin' Donuts. These videos always bring up the same question.
The question being, why do all these influencers and celebrities love pretending that they're poor when they're clearly not? It is extremely tone deaf. I honestly think that the oversaturation of the amount of money people have on social media is definitely not normal and is convincing everyday regular working people that they're not good enough, and that's not okay. So let's deep dive into it. Hello everybody, it is me, Salem. What the? And welcome back to my channel. How are you guys doing? I hope you guys are feeling good. I hope you guys are ready for the holidays. I am literally so excited. Halloween has already passed by the time I filmed this video. If you guys want to know what I ended up dressing up as, I ended up dressing up as Morticia Addams, and I literally devoured and left absolutely not a single crumb. My makeup was so heavy for that costuming that my skin has yet to recover. Like literally these past 2 days, I've been having like allergic reaction. I don't know what I used. Maybe it was too much black liner. I'm about to find whoever is doing this witchcraft on me from afar and tell them to pull up. I think my allergic reactions might be from the makeup, or most likely my allergies that I've been having is most likely due to the amount of bullcrap that I see right now on the internet. Whereas Halloween was like a week ago, it seems that some rich influencers are still dressing up as clowns. I recently ran into a TikTok of Charlie D'Amelio or Dixie D'Amelio. I don't know the difference between the two. Don't ask me, guys. Point is, they're rich and they pretended to work at Walmart. I made a video defending Charlie and Dixie D'Amelio a long time ago. At the time, one of them was a minor, so I wanted to defend the duo because I thought it was the right thing to do. I don't know how old they are now. Wait, let me check. Dixie's 22 and Charlie's 19. I take it back. I'm about to go in. There are too many rich people on social media. And quite frankly, I'm sick and tired of seeing it. I have seen rich people do like $1,000 Shein hauls. Even though it's like for $1,000, you could afford, you know, clothes that don't exploit children. I don't know. Tell me why someone had a fun slide in their basement. And I genuinely think that it's really getting into the working class, millennial and Gen Z brain. And it really does make people feel bad about where they are in life because it's so normal to see. Is that Mr.Beast? Did he do another contest where you can win $5 million by living in this super blank room for more than an entire month? Yeah, that's totally not dystopian, and we definitely have not become super desensitized to how money works nowadays, or how unnormal all of this is. There's something really dystopian about these rich influencers and celebrities not understanding the real struggle of life in general right now. No, because why is Oprah and The Rock asking normal everyday citizens who can't even pay their own rent to donate to a cause that them both coming together can easily raise money for? They're always trying to be relatable even though they simply aren't. In the world of Mr.Beasts and David Dobrik's, I feel like humanity has definitely forgot how real life actually looks like. By the way, Mr.Beast, if you're watching this, share, first of all. You don't need all that. Share, please. Please share. Oh my god, I've always been a big fan of your guys' content. A lot of these influencers are actually lying to you about how much money they make. And it's really strange because now there is a weird culture of shaming people with completely normal and valid sustainable jobs and are doing a lot better than you think you are. You just don't think you are because we see influencers giving away Teslas every other week. Every day we come closer and closer to living in the actual Hunger Games. Before we jump into today's video, as y'all know the drill, I also gotta pay my bills. If I was Mr. Beast, I wouldn't be doing this, so Sorry. The first sponsor is Raycon. Raycon first made a name for themselves in the audio space with products like their everyday earbuds, known for delivering high quality and thoughtful features like a 32-hour battery life and a perfect in-ear fit for all-day wear and lasting comfort. And this past year, they expanded their entire business with the introduction of Raycon Home and Raycon PowerTech, which is 5-star reviewed and compatible with iOS, micro USB, and Type-C devices. Raycon is known for delivering high quality and thoughtful features at half the price of other premium tech brands. So if you want to do holiday shopping earlier this year at a really good price, Raycon is currently offering 20% off everything on their site, with select products up to 50% off. Hurry now to buyraycon.com/SalemTovar to get 20 to 50% off site-wide. That's buyraycon.com/SalemTovar to score up to 50% off Raycon products by raycon.com/SalemTovar. Fall is finally here and winter is literally coming up so fast, and you guys already know it's about to be so cold. Jenni Kayne gives minimalist and effortless but totally refined, luxurious cashmere sweaters, as well as accessories and elevated versions of all your everyday basics. Jenni Kayne is here to help you live your best holiday season. My listeners get 15% off their first order, so you can go to jennikayne.com and use code SALEM to get 15% off. You guys know that I've worked with Jenni Kayne before, and I do genuinely love their sweaters. As someone with overstimulation problems, it's really hard for me to find winter sweaters where I don't feel super overheated, and thankfully Jenni Kayne has really perfected a formula where everything is lightweight but still really sturdy and good quality and gets the job done. And you can too, so gift yourself or your loved ones the best gift of all, which is Jenni Kayne. Our listeners get 15% off your first order when you use code SALEM at jennikayne.com. That's 15% off your first order at JENNIKAYNE.com and use code SALEM. Let getting dressed be one less thing to worry about. Alright guys, that is it. Let's get into today's video. Part 1. The rich cosplaying the poor. Rich people aren't relatable, but they keep trying to be for some reason. The Charli and Dixie D'Amelio controversy of them cosplaying as middle-class workers isn't a new thing. There has been plenty of influencers and celebrities and actors who have done similar things, where some of them purposely go live with poor people for art inspiration. But this problem has been a lot more common, I feel like, ever since the panini happened. Because before the panini happened, we were standing people who were super rich so hard. Like, do y'all remember when everyone was obsessed with like the makeup trio of Manny MUA, Jeffree Star, and just like that rich part of YouTube? Like, I literally remember people standing Shane Dawson, and even he pretending that he was poor.
No, I am poor.
But ever since the panini happened, I feel like things have gotten a lot more serious in the world. Like, the tone is no longer we want to see rich people riching about, but it's been more about authenticity and relatability. And that's why a lot of those YouTubers, although they still have a huge following, they're not as popping as they used to be because they're no longer relatable. However, they so desperately try to hold on to their relevancy by trying to be relatable, it never works. Do you guys remember when celebrities were singing the song Imagine by John Lennon to raise the spirits of the people who are going through the panini, despite them not having the same experience? Because when the lockdown happened, they were being locked down in their multi-million-dollar mansions with the luxury of having a pool, the luxury of having their own studios in their own houses, you know, all the stuff that normal people don't have in their homes. While the normal working class was worried about how they were going to pay their rent, still having to work and still having to put their life on the line. They were trying to be uplifting, motivational, and relatable.
They really thought they could pull a High School Musical and be like, guys, we're all in this together. Nah, we really aren't. You'd think after that disaster, rich people would stop trying to be relatable, but you would be wrong.
Dixie D'Amelio, the sister of Charli D'Amelio, said something that was extremely out of touch.
Goals professionally is probably to marry rich. Like, I really don't want to work anymore. I have to laugh.
What work? First of all, girl, ain't you already super rich? What are you talking about? I do believe celebrities, famous people, and actors, and even, yes, influencers still work. It's just considered something called glamour work, and glamour jobs tend to be jobs that are just not seen as traditionally hard. When it comes to YouTubers, I have seen people do amazing video essays that most likely took months to create, as well as animation YouTubers. That takes time and work. It might not be traditional, but it is work. However, the problem that comes with this glamour work that a lot of these actors and influencers and celebrities partake in, they tend to forget that their jobs are still a million times better than working at a freaking, I don't know, coal mine. Yet they act like they're suffering in the same way. Do y'all remember when the freaking Kim Kardashian makeup influencer girl said this?
Try being an influencer for a day, because the people who say it's easy are so far out of their minds. I literally just finished work and it's 5:19.
I don't doubt that maybe, you know, emailing and making a makeup look and recording it and editing it might take a little bit of physical energy out of you. I'm pretty sure anyone would be grateful to make over 6 figures with one 10-second TikTok makeup post and to do what they're doing right now for the absolute bare minimum. And sometimes they don't even get the bare minimum. A lot of these influencers are so convinced that their lives are so hard and so exhausting that in their tiny little walnut brains, they can't even start to comprehend how even more unfulfilling it is to be a normal person right now with a regular 9 to 5, not even making minimum wage. It's always crazy to me when it's specifically these influencers or actors or celebrities who came from nothing, who now have everything. Their mindset completely shifts and it's almost like they immediately forget, like Thanos snapped the memories out of their head as to how horrible and miserable it was to be part of the working class, and they become completely delulu.
I really appreciate celebrities like Cardi B who came from nothing and still keep that humility. Because the amount of times that this woman has actually realized how hard it is to be a normal person right now is honestly really cool.
Groceries is like tripling up. It's like, hey, yo, what the is going on? And like when I go to the supermarket, like I went to the supermarket, I'm seeing that everything tripled up. That like lettuce was like $2 a couple of months ago and now it's like $7. Of course I'm gonna say something.
But I will say the one thing that I really highly respect about celebrities like Cardi B is that they'll call out the same people in their industry who misuse their money and how aware they are still of the ridiculousness behind the power of money in these celebrities and influencers' life.
Let me tell you something, I'm not the one that want to take jets everywhere. I don't care. I'm really cool in Delta first class. That's 20,000 on what?
Yeah.
Right. My ears still pop.
Part 2. Flex culture isn't real. Only selective sharing is. And even then, these rich influencers are not as rich as you think. Flex culture, competition, finance bros. What do these things all have in common? It's all fake. Have you ever seen these influencers on private jets? It seems like they're always traveling. Yeah, it turns out that that jet that every influencer is in is actually from a studio that people can pay to be in to pretend like they're rich. There are influencers who always be, you know, getting invited to the damn Bahamas and Miami and stuff. And you're probably thinking, yeah, how do they afford that? Those trips that you see that a lot of influencers go on are sponsored and are free for them.
All the influencers gotta do is constantly post on their stories about said event or product that is sponsoring the trip and get you to buy their products while they stay there.
I used to be a micro influencer and now I'm kind of a tiny bigger influencer. I have gotten flights fully paid for and hotels fully paid for me. I've gotten free stuff. And when I tell you guys, I am not the richest person in the world, but at first glance, anyone could see that type of lifestyle and compare themselves, not knowing that I drive a Honda Civic that I have been driving for like 7 years. And it had mold in it. The air conditioning doesn't work. Neither does the radio. Anyways, yeah, surprise, surprise, I don't live in LA and I don't own a Tesla. Have you ever seen influencers make super huge unboxing videos? 9 times out of 10, they didn't actually buy that stuff, but it was actually gifted or sponsored from a brand for them to review. It seems like kind of a crappy system for these people who are already rich and can very much buy these things on their own to be constantly given things for free.
This is because, believe it or not, you don't actually need money to achieve status. I know that seems like a very huge contradictory statement, but it's true. So many people pretend to have money in order to obtain status, and so many people pretend to have status in order to obtain money.
There are people who purposely make personas online that also pretend to be rich and then end up being actually rich. Anna Delvey, real name Anna Sorokin, who successfully posed as a rich German heiress in New York City and just convinced all these people that she was an heiress, and eventually got invited to like New York City Fashion Week and all of these things. But ever since she got found out, she is on house arrest. She was convicted for stealing over $200,000 from financial institutes after pretending to be the German heiress to pay for her pretend life of luxury in New York. And although not every case of influencers pretending to be able to afford their luxurious life is as intense as that case, if influencers edit the way they look in photos, what makes you think that they're going to be honest about their lifestyle and what they buy? And that's why we see so many cases of certain YouTubers and influencers who at their peak, when they're making so much money and everything is going well for them, they spend their money on crazy things that they cannot afford, or they spend it unfortunately on things that people should not buy, because the majority of influencers and people who make that type of money are not financially literate. They're not. Either that or they're in a bunch of debt, a lot of debt. It is so normal for so many influencers to be in a lot of debt.
If you could go back, would you skip the LA wedding? Yeah, because it put us in some debt, I'm not gonna lie.
What's the most money you spent on a YouTube video? Probably around $20,000 video. How much in savings did you have at this time?
I was just spending every dollar that I got instantly back into the channel, so I would say that probably nothing. I was taking loans out.
Which isn't necessarily like that bad of a thing, but it can get you into hot water if you find yourself in an unfortunate situation where you can't pay it off. But that just goes to show that you never know what people are actually doing with their money or their financial decisions, and you really can't compare yourself because you really don't know.
Alright, we are finally at the end. Part 3/final part. Social media and how it devalues money, the 9-to-5 job, and being a normal person.
There is an oversaturation of just money online. It's kind of weird that people can make that much money off of social media. Meanwhile, someone who has gone to school and has been helping people for years, such as like doctors, don't even make that much.
But you would be surprised at the amount of people who would actually disagree with the point that I just made. It's like this really weird breed of human that I've seen recently where they're really ignorant and will defend billionaires and millionaires with their own life in hopes of getting noticed by daddy Elon Musk, even though they themselves are closer to being homeless than becoming the next Bill Gates in a capitalistic society, yet are so delusional and continuously convince themselves that millionaires and billionaires are the good people and that they're gonna become one of them one day. No, they're like pick-me's, except they're not craving male validation, they're craving male millionaire validation. They are dreaming to make out with Mr. Beast. Like, sorry my man, Mr. Beast is not going to pick you. But speaking of Mr. Beast
did a video where he had big YouTubers play hide and seek. The winner would win $1 million for the charity of their choosing. And Rosanna Pincino, who is a baking YouTuber, was invited to participate in the hide and seek game. Basically, she was talking about how Mr. Beast not only treated her poorly, but he edited video to make it seem like she never won third place in the contest. And so many people didn't understand why she was upset. She herself says that she's been receiving a lot of criticism for people saying like, you need to get over it, who cares? And she made a point. She doesn't understand how people don't understand why it wouldn't be a big deal. The winner won $1 million, okay? And people are acting as if she's the crazy one for being upset for being edited like she didn't win third place, especially because she really wanted her charity to win. So to see so many people desensitized to that amount of money, because money in general is so overly saturated on social media, it's demonic, honestly, it is. I was with one of my friends, we were at Disney World, and one of the workers saw that I had a t-shirt on that said Las Vegas because I'm not trying to look cute at Disney. I'm just gonna throw on whatever, and my Crocs. That is the official Disney fit, okay? And he asked me if I won any money, and I said, oh, I personally didn't win any money, but it was really cool to see people win like a lot of money. And he was like, what is a lot of money? And I said, oh, well, I saw people, you know, win like $3,000. And he looked at me and he said, you think $3,000 is a lot of money? Any sort of money and any sort of amount that could be life-changing to someone else or can pay off someone's rent and groceries for even 1 month is good money. I don't think there is such thing as a certain amount of money being bad money, especially if you win it. Bro was really talking down to me as if he was the CEO of Disney when he wasn't. Then I found out that he himself was a Bitcoin bro. So our perception of money, how much it's truly worth, is so skewed and messed up that now we're gaslighting this lady for being upset over losing $1 million for a charity to help other people. Again, obviously, I know that I am in a position of a lot of privilege. Once upon a time, my parents came here to America with absolutely nothing. And when I tell you, there are so many more people who can relate to stories like what I just said, but they're too ashamed and too embarrassed to talk about where they came from out of fear of stigma and this and that. It's so stupid. It's so stupid because guess what? The struggle is real. I've been through the struggle. Thankfully, I am out of the struggle, but there's nothing shameful or embarrassing about it. Once upon a time, I was a broke college student too. That's why even to this day, like I be making jokes of like McDonald's be too expensive, even though for some people it's cheap, but I'm sorry, McDonald's is expensive. Y'all are not crazy. McDonald's is expensive. I never eat there because it's expensive. I know that feeling. Who was trying to figure out how the hell am I gonna pay for my books this time around? I mean, that's also another reason why I kind of started YouTube, so that I could afford those things that I needed help with.
But this whole YouTube thing that kind of accidentally took off, yeah, it's not gonna be forever, and I know that it's not gonna be forever. I'm riding the wave while it's still here, but I don't want to do this forever if I'm being completely honest. The original intention and plan for my life was to go to college, get my degree, and work in the educational system where I could work with children, disadvantaged young kids of color, and I've actually talked to other influencers about my plans and they have flat out called me crazy.
Why would you give up so much for so much less?
But that's the thing, it's not less, and I'm tired of people demeaning normal jobs, college students, the working class, and normal human beings who are just trying to get by and find some fulfillment in their lives. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. And I'm tired of social media convincing people like you and people like me that it's not enough when it 100% is. Money can definitely make things a lot better and can, yes, lead to a lot of people's happiness. However, money can't buy humanity.
But the rich in the top 5% and these influencers always struggle with one thing: humanity.
So many people fear a life that I just described, not understanding how much of a blessing it is. The ability to connect in real time with real life people. I'm sure many big creators and influencers do find fulfillment in it, where it is stable and it's a consistent job for them. What good is it for someone to gain the whole world, yet forfeit their soul? I'm not willing to trade in my humanity for anything. I'm honestly speaking to you guys, valuing humanity, your own happiness, and prioritizing your own fulfillment outside of the realm of money is going to be so much more satisfactory because money truly does fade. But inner peace is something that no one can take away from you. Stepping outside of the realm of social media that glamorizes absolutely everything, I think it's time to just glamorize the ordinary.
Alright guys, that is it for today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys watched this video in its entirety, comment down a duck emoji down in the comments below so I know that you watched the entire thing. Comment down below what you think. If you want to follow me on Instagram, go ahead and follow me on my Instagram. It's @_Salem Tovar_. I've been very open about my weight loss journey and my PCOS journey. Also sometimes post on TikTok. I have to do better at that. But you can follow me on there as well. It's @Salem Tovar. No one else has that name, so honestly, that's it for today's video. I'm so sleepy and I have to go pick up my dog because my sister's babysitting her. I always give you guys homework, which is to do something fun today. Drink some water for me because I know some of y'all be like, I have a headache and haven't drinking water like in a week. Anyways, thank you guys again for watching and I will see you in the next video. Bye.